Right, good morning, good morning, good morning, my powerful MVP family. If you're in America, it's good afternoon. If you're in the Philippines, they're trending. It is nighttime. But if you're here in beautiful Jamaica, it is morning. So your girl Miss Bev is here with another video. And I felt compelled to do this video because I want my beautiful people out there who have the excess meat on your bones to know that no death sentences should be cast on you. Do not let anyone steal your joy. And so, before I get into that, let me say thank you for all of the support, my people. Thank you so, so, so much for all the support. I am so I am so grateful. I started this channel in my 60s. I was already 61 when I started this channel. And 3 years, April was 3 years. We're going on to 4 years. And it has been refreshingly good. Few little glitches. Sometimes I felt like I don't need to. It's discouraging when you don't see people watching the videos. But God says, in time, in time. My time is not God's time. And I see now that you just have to be patient. Don't give up. Sister Ernestine, as my granny always said, Beverly, don't give up. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. She says, never give up. And the other day when I was giving up in the soup kitchen, and Ernestine says, don't give it up. Don't give it up. And so I have to be thankful. So today, guys, yes, it's hot. We are expecting some weather from yesterday. It has been raining. Thank God it hasn't been lightning. I think we're going to be getting the lightning because this area is in the list of areas that would be affected by the rains and the tropical problems. But I'm here, and I turn off the fans, I turn off the AC, and I realize that it's not so bad after all. And I tell people sweating is a good thing. Sweating allows your body, when it gets hot, to cool itself down. Sweating also tells you that your pores are open. A lot of people, they put so much on their skin and the pores are blocked and they can't, the excess fluid, because we need to sweat. Sweating is a part of the process. So if you're not sweating, then it means the pores are clogged. So I am just thankful. I am just really thankful that regardless of the meat on my bones, that I've been able to accomplish so much. So I'm here today to encourage those of us who are struggling with the meat on your bones, that the most powerful thing is not to have a skinny body, but to have good mental health. Yes, this morning when I got up, thank God for a brand new day, a grand rising to everyone. I saw where somebody says, oh, you need to go to the gym. And I smiled and I gave the person a long list. I was going through some videos where people, they laugh at people who are fat. And you look at the ignorance, because a lot of times, and I say it already, and I'm going to say it again, because the channel is growing, and you have the people who are coming in to say, you need to go to the gym. The gym is a building with all sorts of stuff in it. The gym is a money-making entity that just offers you the ability to pull up some things and to go out there and to show off. A lot of times people, we go to the gym and we walk out unhappy. We go to the gym because we're unhappy. Can we get a little meat here? We have a little, oh my God, and I need to go. And we use that to block all the blessings and the goodness and all the other things that we have around us. Because we're so into self. We're so absorbed into self that we can't see God's goodness to us. Because, oh, I have a little thing here, I have a pinch here, and I have a pinch there, and my chin is now doubled. And we throw that darkness over all of the other things that you've accomplished, just because we want to look good for society. So that person who told me this morning to go to the gym, I will say to that person that if I am struggling with mental health, if I am struggling with the things that come from an unstable mental capacity, with low self-esteem, and all of those things, ugliness, bitterness, carrying around my childhood load of everything and anything without remembering the kindnesses that were done for me along the way, regardless of how they treated or how they mistreated. If I am unable to weed away all of that and look for the good and look for how much blessings I've accumulated since then, if I am unable to do those things, it doesn't matter what gym I go to. It doesn't matter how skimpily I eat. It doesn't matter what I do to keep a nice figure. If you have a nice figure without good mental health, without the ability to laugh, without the ability to appreciate people for who they are and where they are and how they are, then no gym is going to help us. Let me say this. We do not know the reason why people have the weight on their bodies. A lot of people work so much that their eating habits are off. Some people work so hard helping others, doing for their children to make sure their children are not begging bread or scamming people, that they don't have the time to eat a decent meal at a decent hour so that it can digest and it can burn off. So we need to stop this facade of thinking we're better than the fat person. I am fat. I am obese. But that doesn't take away my laughter. That doesn't take away my ability to do good, to give back when I can, how I can, where I can, where I can. My extra weight on my body didn't just happen on my body. There are reasons behind it. But what empowers me and strengthens me is that when people look at you and they say, oh, you're going to have diabetes, oh, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. Skinny people suffering from cancer. Skinny people are diabetic. Skinny people have high blood pressure and heart problems. Skinny people have high cholesterol. So we need to stop it, and we need to learn to appreciate people. Stop looking at people and appreciating them because of how they dress and how they look in whatever, and learn to appreciate people for what they bring to the table. Learn to appreciate people for who they are. People look at me, they see a fat, oh, you need to go to the gym. But I'm an educated person. With all the extra meat on my body, I'm sure the person who is saying, oh, and looking down at people that doesn't even have the academics that some of us as fat people have. I have a master's degree in education. I have 30 credits above my master's degree. How often my kids will say, Mommy, Dr. So-and-so would sound good. For me, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need status to make me appreciate who I am. What makes me happy is if I know John Brown needs a little sugar, that I'm willing to share what I have with John Brown. I'm not sitting down, yeah, when do the money? No, but I'm willing to share that with them. As a child, I wasn't a skinny kid, but when I came to America, I was 150 pounds. 150. I was wearing my Ferlucci jeans, my white frilly shirt tucked in with my belt. Yeah, and I looked good. But when I had my twin daughters and I put on the extra pound, and then when I went in to give birth, they had to do a C-section, which automatically weakened my gut muscles. What am I going to sit and do? Cry? Oh. No. I look at my two beautiful daughters and I'm so thankful to God for them. I don't care about the weak muscles. I don't care about how much pounds I gained because there were two of them in there. They are beautiful. They are a gift from God. They're born a day before my birthday. So they are a special gift from God to me. 6 years later, I had my son. Didn't gain as much weight, but I gained the weight. He was 9-point-something pounds. He was a big boy. But I gained some pounds because now that I had him, I don't have time to go do whatever. My busy life was working hard, working 7 nights a week, getting and 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to make sure I could afford the helper in the house so I could go out there and work. I didn't sit down waiting for handouts. I didn't sit and complain. I got a helper in there with my kids and I was out there working 7 nights a week. So I didn't have time. Sometimes I bring my dinner, and when I get a chance to even eat my dinner, it's time. What time do I have to go work it out so that it doesn't become fat in the gut? Had no time. My focus was to make sure somebody was in the house with my children and I could still afford to pay my bills. So I'm telling you my story, guys. So when you sit there and you're watching me and you're looking, oh my God, she's so fat. Or don't say that. Just say, God bless her. Just say, God bless her. And I want all of you fat people to embrace who you are. Don't sit down. Don't sit. Don't sit. But get up and do your little move. Walk around in your house if that's all you can do. Kick your feet, lift your arms, do what you do. Turn on your thing if you do not have whatever. Buy your Roku and connect it if you have internet. The Roku works fine. You have all sorts of good gospel music there that you can dance to and lift your spirit and get your movements and your cardio in. When you sit, stretch your legs, lift your knees. Move, just move. But don't get caught up into feeling bad because you're fat. I don't want to show my face because I'm fat. No. You embrace who you are and be proud of who you are because you're a human being. When Christ comes, he's not going to say, oh, depart from me because you're fat. No, a lot of the skinny ones will hear those words because they're so into self and so full of pride and prejudice that they don't stop to do for anyone. They don't forgive. They don't share. They're all about self and the latest fashion and how I look. But you embrace who you are with your fat selves but just keep moving. Don't just sit and wallow in pity. Just move. And you know what my motto is, on my shirts? It says, become a stronger, better you 1 pound at a time. Not 10 pounds. Don't set unrealistic goals. And when you can't read it, your spirit breaks again. You can reach, oh, I lost 2 pounds and keep at it and keep moving, keep dancing, keep sweating, keep on doing what you do. The world is a beautiful place. And if we were all skinny, then you know what happened? A lot of people wouldn't have work because those who make clothes for the plus sizes wouldn't have that. All right? So let us look at our situations and give God thanks. It's not just that, oh, every day you get up and a fat person die. No, skinny people die too. So love yourselves. So after I had my son and he got some weight, but I have to work. Then I started to go back to school and I put myself through community college, put myself through a 4-year college, put myself through a master's degree program and continued on. So I raised my family, I worked, and I went to school. And all this time, yeah, the pounds were creeping up, so I got to be a size 16 to a size 18, and but then something happened. I used to go to the gym. I used to pay $600 to a trainer who I go in and he tells me, run on the treadmill for 30 minutes. And then, oh, you need to go on the bike and bike for, and then go on this and do. All right? 600. And it was during those sessions that one evening he was busy with a new person coming in and he decided to let his assistant do the training. And all that happened was the guy put the weight on my back and the thing across. He says to hold the thing across my back. And I was doing the lunge. So I was holding the thing and going down on the knee. And he should have just had me stretch or something before. I don't know what happened. But I tore the meniscus in my knee. Tore the ligament. That torn ligament was so painful. I would go to school and I have to move the kids, transition with the kids. And thank God the principal was who it was, that I would hobble to the elevator with the kids. They stand at the stairwell to go downstairs. I press the elevator button and tell the kids, be good now. Walk quietly down the stairs of Miss Salmon Black. And I would go down in the elevator, meet them right there. They wait for me. Coming back from lunch or coming back from the gym or music, wherever, again, I would have to take them to the long way to the elevator, press the button, encourage them to walk up quietly and wait for me at the door. Don't run in the halls, don't run in the classroom, just wait for me. And they understood because they saw me hobbling. It was horrible to move. As often as I get to sit, I was sitting because it was so painful. I went to the doctor, the orthopedic. He said, as soon as he saw me coming, he said, oh, arthritis, because I had meat on my body. I had meat on my bones. And by the time I got to him, I was lazy. I didn't want to move. I eat, I sit. If I don't have to go to the bathroom, God help me, please, I'm telling you, I prefer to sit because I couldn't stand the pain. And I said, because nothing was outside, I just assumed that maybe it was arthritis, maybe I didn't know what happened. But when I went, he says, oh, if you lose a couple pounds, the arthritis, it will help the arthritis. And he scheduled me for what? For therapy for arthritis. I started going 3 times a week. I'm going to therapy. In the 4th week, I said to the therapist, I said, isn't it strange? I come in here in pain and I leave in pain. How is it that I'm not getting any form of relief? I have my cane in there. I haven't put it away. It's a cane that you could pull up and it becomes a little thing like this. And I've had it all these years. And he couldn't give me an answer because if it's arthritis, usually the joints get stiff, but with exercise and the massage and the heat and the cold compresses, then it should give you some relief. I said, I'm not getting any relief. I come in pain and I leave in pain. The next day I'm sitting at my desk at school, people, and I decided to call. And I called him and I said, could I get an MRI done on my knee? And she spoke to my doctor. He says, okay. And they fill out the paperwork, they sent it in. I got, by the end of the week, I think it was, I got a call from those people who do all of the MRIs and CAT scans and what have you. And they had an appointment for me. When I went in the following week and did the thing and went back to the doctor, he called me in and I went in. Sure enough, it wasn't arthritis in my knee. The ligament was torn. The meniscus was torn. Torn so badly I had to get surgery done. So when we see people out there, we don't know the reason why they're carrying the weight. It's not everybody because they love ice cream and cake. Some people have adverse reactions to medication. Some people, it's because of their work hours or whatever, or the stresses they're going through, but they're trying to hold it together. So we don't need to make jokes at them and laugh at them and think it's funny. We don't need to do that. We lift people up. We don't push people down. Let's lift people up. Let's not push them down. Because I always say it's not the weight outside. It's not who we are outside. It's who we are from the inside out. It's how we treat people that matters. It's the respect we show. It's the smiles we show. It is the good mornings. It is the hi, how are you? It is those little things that are priceless that tells us who we are, that showcase to the world who we are. And so they did the orthoscopic thing, and I got up, and the lady said, I said, where's the wheelchair? She said, what wheelchair? I said, how am I going to go home? My son was there. He took off from work. He sat with me, and he sat right through the surgery and was there to take my mommy home. I got home. The girls were there. Sheree was there. They were all there. Donnie was there. And we had a helper came in who she would have just stayed with me for a couple of days. But the pain was real. And when I'm asking her for the wheelchair, she said, what wheelchair? I said, she said, nope, you're going to walk on you're going to walk. I said, I'm going to walk. I just did surgery. It was hurtful before. I'm going to walk. She said, yep, you're going to walk. I got out of that bed and I had to balance on that foot and that knee and make sure that I could move on it before they let me out. And my son came, he says, no, my mom needs a chair. I need a chair to bring her to the vehicle. Let me get the truck. And we got home and they got me in the house. Thank God it was a one-level house. It was a ranch. And believe me, let me tell you guys something. To get from the couch to the bathroom was quite interesting. I get there and it was a problem to sit because the knee, and you have to be in it to understand how painful that thing is. It was painful. Was I happy to get up and move? No, I was not. I'm not going to lie. I was not. And so size 18 becomes size 20. Size 20 becomes size 22. It went up because it was so painful to move. And so let me tell you guys that 22 became 24, 24 became 26, and just like that. And for me, I don't like clothes fitting tightly on me, so I was buying bigger clothes to just feel comfortable in them. But it was hard. And because of my lack of wanting to move, it took me longer to heal, honestly. You know, because it was just hard. It was just hard, and it was easier to sit and not feel the pain than it was to get up and move around and feel that pain. So when we don't know people's situation, don't sit and laugh at them. Don't put them down. Don't talk the garbage you talk. Just appreciate people for who they are. You hear me? A lot of people put people down, and God give them the same thing they hate so badly. God threw it right at them. I remember one person when, she had said, oh, look at you, so, she used the word, slabba, and God just said, oh, really? And her child, she herself, as she got older, yeah, God, we must be careful. Because in putting down and in scorning and in thinking we're better than people, then sometimes that thing that we hate so much comes right back in our laps. Might not come on us ourselves, but our children. What you're going to do? Hate your child because they're fat. I know people who put the kids down. Look, man, you're so fat and you're so... And you belittle them and you lower their self-esteem and you ruin them for life. Well, it is so easy to embrace and to appreciate the good that they do and to offer good support. When I went to the doctor, when I found out I wasn't sleeping well, I was waking up with this headache, and I went to the doctor. I said, the weight, my head, these headaches, oh my God, doctor, my body is so broken. What am I, I need you to just help me. He didn't focus on my weight. He didn't say, well, you're going to lose some weight. He didn't focus on that. He said, so let me tell you this. We're going to focus on your headaches. He said, if there was a fix for weight loss, there would be no fat-rich person because they would have been able to afford the fix, right? So they go under the knife and they come out, they still gain the weight back. They do this and they still gain the weight back. He says, if there was a fix for weight loss, no rich person would be fat. And what he taught me then is to just love myself. Let's fix the headache, which he did. I told you about my sleep apnea, and thank God it didn't wait until it got out of control. But when they fitted me with that little machine, let me tell you guys, I just love to go to sleep. I didn't want to go to sleep. There was a time when I'd rather sit up all night, just sit up in the reclining chair, just sit up. Just sit up. I sit in the love seat. I change from one to the other. Then I would go over to the couch and I would sit. I would lay down. I would recline. Because I was afraid to go to bed because of the headache. I would just wake up with this headache. And when the doctor explained it, yeah, when you are a snorer, and fat people snore, skinny people snore. I was shocked when two of my colleagues told me they use the CPAP machine. I said, what? You're so skinny, how you mean? They said, skinny doesn't mean we don't snore. And that's what we need to know in life, guys. Educate yourselves and know that whether we're fat or we're skinny, we're short or we're tall, we're black or we're white, we're kinky here or straight here. There's no one thing that is just for one person. It can happen to all of us. A lot of people who suffered from allergies, I used to, when I didn't understand how to avoid some things, avoid white soaps, avoid wheat, avoid these things, and just half of my lips would just swell. I used white soap to wash my clothes. Didn't know. I was allergic to whatever that white thing was. I don't know. But I'd wash my sheets and I go to sleep. Half of my face is swelling. No trauma to it. It just itches. My lip just itches right here. And then I know for the lip, not the whole lip, always just one side of the lip. Once I start getting rid of the things I'm allergic to, I didn't need prednisone anymore. Prednisone is a steroid. It blows you up. It puts on a lot of weight on your body. So sometimes we don't know, so don't laugh at people because they're fat. Don't do it. I'm advocating for the fat people because we have so much to offer. There's so much about us that you can appreciate. We don't need to put people down. We don't need to get on the bandwagon in whatever and grin our teeth laughing out loud because somebody's fat. Leave it alone. If you don't have good to say, don't say anything. If you're not pulling somebody up, walk away. Don't push people down. Because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know the reason behind the weight. A lot of us, sometimes we see people lose so much weight and they look like a stick and they look so dried out and so, the skin is not healthy anymore and some of them just trying too hard to be skinny. But some people are stressed out and they're sick. And we might look at them, their skin is so, oh my God, I want to be like them. I'm so skinny. Let us love who we are. And so when the time comes, whether you live to be 80 or 90 or 70, you give God the glory. Make it a great, great living. Louise Bennett, one of our best, Dr. Louise Coverly Bennett, look how big she was, but she lived her good life, making us laugh. She lived her good life. My grandmother was no skinny stick. And Granny lived to be 96 years old, doing good for all who she could. I remember going home, bringing Granny, and then bringing whatever I bring to Granny. She have to take out a liquor for Miss Louise. She have to take out a liquor for Miss Lamb. She have to take out... That was Granny. It wasn't about, well, I can... Granny, when she became a Seventh-day Adventist, thank God. You know, things happened at the Moravian Church. I went up there to visit her, and they're telling me what happened, and I was baptized then. And I introduced them to the Seventh-day Adventists. My aunt, her husband, my aunt, they had a shop. And her husband had a big shop, big, Saturday, people coming to get their stuff and what have you. And they locked it up Friday at sunset, they're done. They lock it up. They went to church on Sabbath, they enjoyed it. And let me tell you something. When they went home after church sunset Saturday evening, and they change off their clothes and they go in that shop, let me tell you, they never have a hand to sell. Because their customers were their customers and they waited for them. And they blossomed and flourished. And so when they stopped eating the pork and eating all of that, my aunt was a big girl. She died at 89 years old. Big girl. She was a dressmaker. Her husband was a farmer. They went to farm. She went with him. They had the shop. They worked hard. But they were big-bodied people. So the gym is there to make money. For those of you who want to go to the gym, that's your prerogative. I walk. I sweat. I clean up. I mop. I sweep. I walk from back and forth. I sit on this bench over there and I do my leg lifts. And I do my twist. And I do my claps. I do my 40 claps in front of me. And I raise my hands up. And I do my 40 claps above my head. So I might not have been losing whatever, but I lose a lot of inches. I told you I was a size 28. That's where my dress size was. It actually was a 30 for comfort. And I can show you the dress I wore. Which night was it? Friday night? Or Saturday? Whichever evening I did. What did I come on and talk about? But I wore that red dress with the head wrap. That dress is a size 24. So you might have the little loose things but look, what does it take from me? It doesn't tell me I cannot be a good grandparent for Kayla. We have such good times when I speak to that little girl and just see how she responds. When she wakes in the morning, good morning, Grandma. When I cut up her pineapple and give it to her and she, thank you, Grandma. Grandma, you're a good grandma. My fat self doesn't prevent me from doing good. So don't worry about me going to the gym. I'm not interested in going to the gym. I do my walks and I give God the glory. Every day I wake up and I can move. God knows my heart. He knows what my wish is in life. And we've prayed about it. We spoke about it. And that's what it will be. So appreciate me, guys, for who I am. Don't need to look at my weight and use that one thing to evaluate this girl. I have to love and embrace who I am, and I do. I've come a long way as a mother, a single mother, as a teacher, a very successful teacher, and whatever else I offered into society. So please, as I said, it's cloudy today, it's rainy, but inside my heart, I am thankful to God for a lot of things. And I hope you are thankful too. I hope you have a lot to be thankful for. Enough to keep you focused so you don't need to put anybody down. Enough to keep you focused that you can remember when and think of how it would make you feel if the shoe was on the other foot. Enough blessings to keep you focused. Enough to just appreciate people for who they are. And so that we can live lives that people want to emulate. We don't need to introduce gyms to them. We don't need to tell them how fat they are. Everybody knows how fat they are. So we don't need to use that as a negative, have people that, you got dead, you got tell fat, not me, they didn't say to me, but I've heard them mention to fat people, you know, I got dead, Lord Jesus, go lose the weight, Lord Jesus, go lose it. I thank God. How many fat people out there don't even have diabetes or high blood, have nothing to them, and how much of them skinny, and them have all sort of problems, they pump pill every day, you know, because that's life. Well, we're not laughing at them with the things that are wrong with them. You're skinny, but you live on tablets all day. What does that make you? But you're skinning up your face, and fat people are living their lives, dancing, having fun. I dance every day. Once I finish this video, I put my thing on, and I find my Jamaican gospel music, and I sing with Sister Pat, and I sing with all of them and dance. Because they're uplifting, they're motivating, and I sit and I rock with them, and I get up and I dance to their music, and I roll, Jordan, roll, roll, Jordan, roll. Want to go to heaven, to hero. Listen, and I sing, and it uplifts me, and it makes my spirit glad. Make it a great day by choice. Lift somebody up, please. Don't push them down as we continue onward and upwards.
When you're young, you can run through a whole lot of stuff. But when you cross 60, you got to slow down and take life easy. Because young people are looking at life through the windshield. Folk over 60 are looking at life through the rear view mirror. Somebody gonna help me shout here in a minute. When you're in your 20s and your 30s and your early 40s, you're looking at life through the windshield. You're fine. Your hair's black. You're good looking. Heads turn when you walk in the room. You can remember anything you want to remember. You can jump up just when you feel like it. You don't have to write nothing down to remember it. You can stand loud in music. It doesn't bother you. Because you're looking at life through the windshield. But when you start looking through the rear view mirror, you got to slow down. Because when you get out the bed, you can't just get out the bed. You got to swing your feet around, plant them on the floor, and sit down a minute and think about where you're at. Somebody over 50 gonna help me shout here in a minute. And then it takes you a while to get started. You have to force yourself to do some things. Have I got a witness here? You go in a room and forget what you went in there for. You're looking for your car keys and they're in your hand. You're looking for your cell phone and you're talking on it.